Neil Robertson rather is out there having a bit of a practice. But whilst they do that, it's round 8 of 10 to come now in our Snooker Loopy pub quiz, and it is appropriately named because it's starting to drive everyone just a little bit bonkers now.
Right, what we're going to do now, we're going to have another jump up and down round.
Oh,
jump up and down.
John, if
it's too much hassle, you're too damn old. Right, number 1.
Are they the same terminology thing?
Do we have to say yes this time, or do we just stand
No,
up?
these I am just going to give you. Hold on, might up if I get the right page. Right, I'm just going to give you the questions, and you're going to give me the answers.
Okay.
All right? Keep tabs, will you please, at the back. 4 Australians have appeared in the final since 1927. 1 was Eddie Charlton, 1 was Neil Robertson. Name the other 2.
Yep, Horace Lindrum and Walter Lindrum.
No.
Horace
1
Lindrum.
mark. You can have 1 of them.
Warren King?
No.
All right.
Over here. Horace Lindrum and... Yes?
What's
No,
Simpson.
Warren Simpson.
He said that. You can't give him that.
Come on, why not? Number 2.
Refereed by
Ray
Viking.
Reardon won the title 6 times. Can you name all of his opponents? Give me 1.
Higgins.
Higgins.
Spencer. Spencer.
Perryman.
I said Perry.
Perryman.
Spencer. Spencer.
He said Perryman.
Any more?
Spencer.
What?
No Spencer, no.
Pullman.
Who's beaten in the final? Yes.
Pullman. No.
I've got Pullman already.
Excuse me,
No, you
I stood up here, come on.
Jackie Ray.
Jackie Ray. I can't believe that. Jackie, it's a good answer, but it's not right. Sit down.
Here we go.
Fred Davis.
Fred Davis? No. The answers I wanted were Johnny Pullman,
Charlton.
Eddie Charlton,
Oh, he's a
Graham
cheat.
Miles, Alex Higgins. Too damn late.
Oh yeah, Graham Miles.
Do you know what? It's like herding cats in here. Right. Next one, number 3. Who was the first ever runner-up at the Crucible? Quick.
John Pullman.
Wrong.
Cliff Thorburn.
No, too late. Cliff Thorburn. The rules are there. Straightforward rules.
John Thorburn.
It's just straightforward rules.
You got
He's
it
like
right.
Lineker waiting to
Over to
tap
the other
him
side.
in. Right, number 4. Who did Dennis Taylor famously beat in the 1985?
Steve Davis.
Steve Davis. For a bonus mark,
Another
I need
question
all the
about
team.
Steve Davis.
For a bonus mark, I need all the team to reenact the bit where Dennis Taylor won. Do it all together. Do it all together. Do it all together. Do it all together. Come on. Can we have it here? Can we have it? Steve Davis, please. Reenacting Dennis Taylor.
Oh, shocking.
Shocking. There's no points for that. It's like that.
Not a bit of honestly.
Next one. Number 6. When did Peter Ebdon, who did Peter Ebdon famously defeat 10-4 on the Crucible debut in 1992?
Steve Davis.
Steve Davis, well done.
Another Steve Davis question.
He's done a lot. He's done a lot.
Honestly.
Hey, he was gutted he never got the big break game. Number 7. Despite breaking his arm before the tournament,
Stephen Hendry.
isn't the answer. Sit down, I'm not.
1817.
Will you just calm down? Thank you. Can I continue, please? Do you know what? When I said yes to this, I thought it would be easy. Right. Despite breaking his arm.
Yes, beat Jimmy White in the final. Jimmy missed the black off the spot. 18-17. Another sickener for the boys.
Not what I'm after.
Thank you, sit down and we'll listen to the end of the question. Listen to the end of the question.
Wait! Sit down!
It's his left arm. If it had been his right, he'd have never won it.
Alright. Oh!
What's going to be a nice day
What's
tonight?
going on? I hope your voice can edit. Right.
He slipped in the bar.
Will you please?
He slipped in the bar.
Number 7.
He had seconds for breakfast. He had a sling on. The floor was wet.
Did it put one of them things in the bath for shower?
Bang barrel.
Thank you.
It was Paul Robertson.
Who played Inspector Morse on television? Who played played Inspector Morse, I'm telling you.
John Thorpe.
There you go. It's got nothing to do with the quiz, but I'll get you back. Right. Despite breaking his arm.
Right.
Yes, I remember starting this a while ago.
His arm.
Stephen Hendry claimed his 4th world title in 1994.
Yeah.
Who did he beat in the semi-final?
The semi-final.
Who did he beat in the
Alan
semi-final?
McManus.
No,
Quick, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
Steve Davis.
Correct!
Steve Davis. I'm so glad
He's very good. He's very good.
Who is this Steve Davis anyway?
Next one.
Generic term for
He's
player.
on our team.
True or false? Before every match he plays,
True.
John Parrott sings "You'll Never Walk Alone" in his dressing room.
False.
Easy, Tiger. Next.
I'd have a leg off if
Correct.
I want to do that.
Next.
Yeah.
Number 8. Who has made the most century breaks in a ranking event? It was 2002 and it was 16. Who is it?
John Higgins.
Wrong.
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
Wrong.
Stephen Hendry.
Correct.
Thank you.
Who holds the record for the most centuries? Wait till I say the full question. For the most centuries in a crucible match. It was Stephen Hendry versus somebody else. Who was he playing?
Ronnie O'Sullivan.
No, he wasn't. It was 2011. Who was he playing?
Oh,
Yes.
Mark Williams.
No.
David Gray.
No.
Oh, that's one.
I think you'll find he was a pop star with
No,
one
he
way out.
wasn't. No, I was.
Correct. No.
2011. Who did he have a load of centuries against him?
It was 13-4. The other person beat Hendry. Quick.
Sean Murphy.
Oh.
No.
No.
Oh, all right.
What have we got?
13-4. Oh, I know. Mark Selby. You only had 7 goals.
You only had
3.
seven.
How many?
You shouldn't really
There
get
was
any
only one
points.
person left in the top 6.
Earlier on there,
How do you think you get that?
and this is without alcohol. This is with pop. Right. Number 14. Who won the only Crucible 3rd place playoff? Yes.
John Virgo.
Eddie Charlton.
Eddie Charlton.
Oh, yeah, right.
Sure, you have to take their first answer.
No.
Yeah, but the thing is,
seeing as how you didn't
I've
have
lots
one.
of Steve Davis questions here.
Right,
Give them a chance.
Eddie
And
Charlton.
I love that shirt.
Thank you.
It's a lovely shirt. Beautiful.
Thank you.
And here's the last one. If the first line was, well, complete the rest of this song. Pop the reds then, screw back.
For the yellow, green,
Brown, blue, pink and black. There you go.
Ah, there you
Just
go.
there.
He knows all the classic boys.
Right at the end of that frivolity and jumpiness, the DJ scored 8.
8.
Yes. That's how we talk
And
about it.
And he hungry.
But scoring 7, the good, the bad, and the ugly, at the end of that round, people, we have 68 plays 72.
Closing the gap.
Closing the gap. Fine margins. See how well we do with the dingbats.
Yes, 4 points in it, and Stephen Hendry slightly grimacing at that as he takes a peek into his broadcasting future.
I said, now that I'm retired, is that my future?
That's it.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I hope you're going to get your general knowledge up to date, because we're going to be testing that very soon. You know, we're always very keen to get high-profile guests to the Crucible, and they come in their droves every year for this championship. In fact, the other day we had a visitor who is no stranger to tension in his own field, in fact, but it's at the Oki. 3-time BDO darts champion Martin Adams, although you probably know him better as Wolfie.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome, making his Crucible debut this evening, the 3-time BDO Darts World Champion, Martin Wolfie Adams.
Well, only a 3-time world champion could arrive at the Crucible and get straight into one of the hot seats. Martin Wolfie Adams, 3-time BDO world champion. What are your first impressions of the cauldron that is the Crucible?
Well, I can see what I call it, a cauldron. I mean, it's so close, isn't it? I mean, it's very much, you know, like the front rows at the lakeside. You know, they're there with you. You know, so I mean, for the players here on the tables, it must feel like the crowd's there with them. You know, got to be fantastic atmosphere when it's full.
You've seen a little bit of the snooker here this week. It gets awfully tight at the end, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, yeah. Well, it's quite tight when I've watched today. I mean, absolutely brilliant stuff. One guy thinks he's won it, then the other guy's giving himself some chances, and he goes, "Oh, I might win it now." There's a lot of pressure involved in it, a lot of pressure.
Can you see quite a lot of similarities in the pressure and the mental strength it takes to get across the line in darts and in snooker?
Oh, without a doubt, yeah. I mean, having, you know, played in a lot of tight matches over the years, you know, you think you've got it, and then it's there in your hand, and then it's gone. And that can be the same thing on the snooker table. You know, you think you've got it, you're cruising, one just slightly off shot, rattles in the jaw of the pocket, and it's gone. Just like that. Amazing.
Now, one of the similarities is that the snooker players now come on to music, as you guys do in such fine style, but once the match starts, of course, it's total silence here, whereas the noise continues at Lakeside. Would you find that intimidating, that level of quiet, if that was the case in darts?
I think initially, yes, but I think it's something we quite easily get used to. But myself, I like a general buzz in the crowd, you know, a little bit like we've got at the moment. People just chit-chat, chit-chat, chit-chat. Nothing loud, but just a general buzz in the crowd, and that's what we like in the darts. So, yeah, if it was total silence, yeah, we could get used to it, but it'll take a little while.
Is it bigger than you thought it would be, the arena, or smaller?
It looks a lot bigger on television, so yeah, I can see why they call it, you know, the cauldron, as we said. You know, it's quite enclosed, really, almost bordering on a little bit claustrophobic. Dare I say it? But no, fantastic thing, absolutely fantastic.
Well, come back for the final, and we'll get you some tickets. We've enjoyed having you up here today.
He got a lovely welcome, did Martin. Great to see him here. Claustrophobic, I think that absolutely sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? For other sportsmen to come and see the absolute theatre of dreams for you guys must be a real treat, you'd imagine.
Yeah, it is amazing. I mean, first time I came here, I was 14 years of age, and I sat there watching Cliff Thorburn play Doug Mountjoy, and the dividing wall came down the middle, and I went, wow, that's close. And then when you see them walking around, then the first time you play here, and you hear them breathing on the front row behind you, then you know you're, you know, a really intimate venue. Do you have to prepare yourself mentally in any different way for those early rounds than you would normally do when you get into the one-table setup?
It's when you go to other venues that have got two tables, you seem to notice the other table more, but with the Crucible, it's just what you expect. It's part of the first week at the Crucible. You know that there's a table on the other side, and you're so focused. It's a world championship, you don't really pay attention.
And actually, you know, when you think about the darts, and part of the noise and the furore and the fun of it is all the people there, clearly, and it's a real event down there at Lakeside, I know that, but it is still remarkable that you can keep such a reverential hush during games like that at the Crucible, isn't it?
I know, sometimes it can be very, very loud at the Crucible when you walk out, the atmosphere, but sometimes when you're sitting in that chair, it can have a sort of eerie sort of silence, and that's just as frightening. And we've all witnessed, you know, both sides of the coin. But that's what makes the Crucible special. It has a special atmosphere that no other snooker venue has around the world. And that's why it's the home of, you know, the snooker home.
You have to make one slight adjustment. I always felt that when you played it, you had to keep sort of one ear on the other table, because you could, if someone's going to make a century and you were down on the shot, you knew it was coming, so you might stand back, have a little look, short your cue.
Well, that's what happened the other day when we were both playing, and I could hear 96, and all of a sudden, you know, I just had a look around, and Stephen, of course, was on the maximum, so I stopped straight away and waited, because we knew what was coming then, you know. It
was a great moment, I must say, and you were first. Of course, you and Neil were round the corner to say congratulations that day. It was a great day, I must say. Well, speaking of Neil, as you know, he's been practising during the interval, and there he is, just completing that practice. I know his brother Mark's been here helping him out, from Australia, in fact. And, you know, a friend of mine always says, what other people think of you is none of your business. An intriguing thought, I know, but I wonder what Neil Robertson thinks of this from his colleagues.
Very lazy. I lived with him in Leicester for about a year and a half and never ever used to see him at the snooker club.
Always well prepared, always gives 100%.
He's very technically sound. He's got a ramrod straight cue action, full of confidence.
Very, very confident, tremendous long putter.
Neil's changed completely. I think he went from being unbelievably attacking to he's probably an all-round kind of match player now.
Cracking long putter. Neil hasn't really got a weakness.
He looks a bit like Shaggy out of Scooby-Doo.
Great competitor, great will to win.
Greatest player to come out of Australia.
Always conducts himself very well.
Neil, in the last 2 years, is probably the most improved player. His whole game now, every part of it is just very, very strong. Raggy.